moment, I'm practicing having zero expectations. So for me, I like surprise, I like mystery, and I try to include mystery in my artwork. So to exemplify that in life, maybe for the last 10 years, I've been making decisions. So I have one option and two options, and I try to go for the option that isn't me. It's more exploring and experimental. Because I'm bored of being this one. I'm bored of being this me. So maybe I could make a decision to do something different. So, and I like music festivals. And the only music festival I go to is a jazz festival. So when we were in the car driving from Jewel to the festival, it was a big surprise, pleasant surprise that it was a jazz festival because I like jazz. And but my expectations were, I could say that they were under control, but I really didn't have any expectations. My only expectation was I'd spoken to Flora, who I now know is your daughter, and she was just so nice in the messages. I just thought, I want to work with these people. I want to work with people who are this pleasant and this kind. And I got really good vibes, a really good vibe about it. And also it was exciting that it was in Hungary. And I only know Budapest from the city. So I thought maybe it would be nice to be in the countryside. And also, my personal expectations are, in my year, I organise different types of residencies. So I want to be in the countryside sometimes, and sometimes I want to be in the city. And it's about contrasting experiences. And I knew this would be a contrast to my life in Rotterdam. So I was prepared for it to be just a green field with one tent. So when I arrived, I just was. It's a very magical place. It's a really magical place, and the rooms are magical. You're going from space to space, and then here's a theatre. Oh, it's really exciting, and you could say that actually the buildings are also like going into the imagination as well. There's rooms in your imagination. That's what I feel like. It's exciting. And visual artists need a lot of visual stimulation, and there's lots of visual stimulation here. I used to work with young people, so I used to be a teacher, and for me, young people are very important because they are the future generation, and I like their experimentation and I like their potential. I think art's about potential, and I think I see young people as being so full of potential. So I love the fact that Janu wants to encourage the new generation, but also he's working directly with the community, and he's not working because he's getting a grant to work with people. He's working because he's genuinely interested in young people. And then when you speak to people who came here as teenagers, and they love him, and they love the festival, and you can see how they've grown by the first experience. Like the belly dancer told me that the first time she came, she was asked to go on stage, and it completely transformed the trajectory of her life. So that's an example from an older person, but also I think that being around people in a nice, relaxed atmosphere it creates bonds with people, and it breaks down barriers. So so there was a young person from, I think maybe from the school, who was super quiet, and the first day, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, she was only sitting away from everybody making jewelry, and really quiet. And I was thinking that how will she survive in this festival atmosphere? And also, sometimes with quiet people, I feel like I'm quite frightening because I like to talk a lot, and I'm very tall. And I like to talk, so I can be quite intimidating for people. And also, I'm the only British person here. So anyway, but I think I like to see people develop. And so with this girl, by yesterday, she sat with me and she wanted to talk, I think. So she was telling me about you know, her how she identifies with her sexuality. And so she's only just recently told her parents that she wants to have a relationship with a girl. And she said that her dad had gone to gay pride with her. So we had a very long conversation. And obviously, for gay people, sometimes even though we're different ages, different sexes, some of the experiences are very, very similar. And so there was that meeting of minds was really good. And then she did her day and had her day. And then at some point I went to bed, and then I got up at 11 o'clock, and someone said, oh, she really wants to say goodbye to you. And she wrote me a letter to say thank you. So this thing with light is interesting because a few years ago I did a project with electricity, and I used electrical boxes on the side of buildings in Cyprus, and they were motion sensitive. And as people, there was 10 boxes in a refugee area of the city, and they were dark. But as people passed by, they came on, they lit, and it was about welcoming people, the heart of the building, welcoming strangers. So that was in the tradition of using light. And then recently, I have enjoyed the idea of destroying things and destroying artwork, and also celebration as well. Like, and the idea of burning a sculpture as part of a celebration was a really big factor, and I wrote that in my application to Flora, and so it was a very easy application to write because I decided that I would just be very truthful and saying this is what I want to do and this is how it will be, but I will actually flow with what's going on. And so when I got here, I had my initial concept, but also had a lot of support as well from other people. And I really like to work with other people as well. And I think artists do need support because some of it's quite technical, and or even like, you need muscles to make artwork. So to work with other people has been really nice. And to feed off their ideas and to feed off their energy is really good. And it's reminded me that not to always work in isolation. I think one of my strengths is that I enjoy to work with other people. And so for the final presentation last night, it was a one-off thing, but actually I think it looked quite slick. And that was because I enjoyed working with the person who I was working with, and we were on the same page. And I think if both people, if you're working on a collaborative thing and you are both have got the same energy, then good things will happen. And so we both trusted each other to make something that was complementary and something that would also be quite dynamic. So to see it happen at 10 o'clock was really exciting, and I think I really like the video that we've made, and I really like the film of the video. I think that's really good. And also art is important, and but also meeting people is important, and making relationships is important as well. So for me, this has been a combination of both those things.
And finally, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Phil. I've been lucky enough to attend the festival, or the gathering. I come from the UK, but sometimes I live in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. I'm a visual artist, and one of my key things is I collect things from nature, and sometimes I respect the things from nature, but other times I'm pouring wax and plaster, and on this occasion I'm burning the natural world. But I want to stress that even the burning was about the recycle process. It's about the metamorphosis from, say, for a forest, the forest burns, but the seeds are in the ground and they grow again. So even the burning process, even though it seems destructive, is about growth. Thank you for the opportunity.